quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Started with Taigatu. This is a brand that's based out here in the Northwest, started by two brothers, and their motto is freedom from ordinary. This brand is an amazing lifestyle brand. Go check them out, Taigatu. Use the code TOPRATEDMMA for a discount at the checkout. Reweb, they're a veteran-owned digital marketing agency, and they're on a mission to help 1 million small businesses and feed 1 billion people by giving back. In fact, if you go to their website, you can fill out a form right now. They will give you a personalized video review of your website and help you with some strategies for free. Just tell them Top Rated MMA sent you. Go check them out, rewebbed.com. Combat flags. They do flags like the one behind me and the original combat flag, which is a 4x6-inch flag made by fatigues that are donated to combat flags from soldiers that wore them. And the cool thing is, every combat flag that comes out to you has the story of the soldier that wore that fatigue. They have donated close to $80,000 to Stop Soldier Suicide, a great organization. Go check them out, Combat Flags. Rep Sports. Look, this is not your typical supplement store. These guys have everything and they taste great and it's good prices. Protein, weight loss, muscle build, pre-workout, you name it, they've got it. Plus, they're the makers of Raise Energy. Like I said, go check them out. Rep Sports at topratedmma.com. Use the code TOPRATEDMMA for 15% off your order and go order them today. Mike, your husband, father, Leo Fighter, thank you so much, man, for what you do and you're taking the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be speaking with you.
I like to start off my shows by going back to the early days. Where did you grow up and what was childhood like for you?
So I grew up, my dad was in the military, so I was an Army brat. I grew up mostly in Barstow, California. It's like a small desert town.
Okay.
Growing up, I was a ball sports athlete, you know, football, basketball, baseball, track and field, and I wrestled in high school. Pretty average childhood, man. Latchkey kid type, as dad was working all the time, and so
yeah,
spent a lot of time on the sports field and by myself at the house, stuff like that.
Gotcha. And then who introduced you to the MMA side of things?
Well, I was always I grew up in the 90s, man. So, I was always one of the kids that's interested in fighting. We had, Dragon Ball Z and G.I. Joe and Power Rangers. And I mean, just all of the shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
speak my language.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite thing in the world is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean,
Come on. Yeah, for sure.
Just happened to always just be interested in martial arts and everything like that. And when I was in college, and I knew that I was going to be going into law enforcement when I got out of college at the point that I was in. I was probably a sophomore, junior in college.
Gotcha.
I was probably just sophomore because I was only like 19. And I was like, I had been saying that I was going to do this for a while if I ever got an opportunity. And then I was down here in Alabama. I went back home to visit a friend of mine who had started training in Muay Thai like maybe 6-7 months prior to that.
Okay.
Same kind of deal, obviously. Just we were just 90s kids, so fighting was like the thing.
Right.
There was no gym when we were growing up, but like some guys who had done some fighting had moved to the town that we lived in. So my best friend was taking some lessons with this guy, and then we got access to a gym, and he gave me a lesson in like Muay Thai, and I was like, yeah, this is for me.
Yeah.
And so when I got back to Alabama, I looked up a gym here, my current gym, Fort City Kickboxing Academy, and I just dove in pretty much head first ever since then.
Come on, man. And then you're in law enforcement. What things do you take out of that law enforcement that you're able to bring into the cage and take with you to the fights?
Well, just a cerebral approach, thinking things through, right? Fighting is a thinking man's game,
Totally.
It's not rush in and do all this kind of stuff, or it's not for wild man. It's not an anger thing. Yeah. I deal with a lot of people that are going through, like, when somebody calls somebody in law enforcement, when they call the police, we're generally not called because somebody wants to have tea and is having a great day, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I go to calls, man, and people are upset, and you've got to be able to help people stay calm and work through what for some of them could be the worst day of their life. Not every time, but sometimes, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Or
Yep.
at the very least, a really bad moment in their day. So being able to stay calm in a chaotic environment is something that translates from being in law enforcement and into fighting.
Yeah. And how did you get the nickname Iron?
Well, so I am shorter than all of my training partners.
Okay.
And so we were sparring, and my coach, he's like, slip inside, move your head, and I start moving, and like a extremely poor man's Mike Tyson,
Okay.
you know what I mean? And I hit the body well, so then there's like, oh yeah, Iron Mike, you know what I mean? So that's kind
Okay.
of how
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
started. But yeah, and I just want to say again, extremely poor man's Mike Tyson.
Right. Okay. That's awesome, man. Well, I mean, being in law enforcement, fighting, it's such a mental game, like you mentioned, over a physical game. How do you train on the mental side of things, man?
Well, the biggest issue for me, man, and the biggest takeaway for me is that I don't allow the fight to become too big. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys will, like sometimes guys will say things like, I'm willing to die in there, and like all this kind of stuff. And you're like, somebody with like some sense, because most of us fighters are crazy, you're like, what? Why would you say something like that? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, yes, it's combat, it's definitely combat. But at the end of the day, it's a sport,
Right.
right? So, and not letting it get too big that you psych yourself out, or people can mentally exhaust themselves,
Totally.
I guess
Yep.
that's the best way to kind of think of it. So not letting the fight get too big, knowing that I do generally significantly more dangerous things, in my regular daily life,
Sure.
then I'm able to again stay calm in the chaos of fighting, and just kind of work through it. So mentally, my actual job prepares me for, I like fighting. I enjoy fighting. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily enjoy being hit. I don't think anybody enjoys being hit. I
Right.
don't mind being hit. I do enjoy hitting other people.
Sure.
People would just let me. If we fought people and they would just let me hit them and not hit back, that would probably be the most ideal,
Right.
But
Yeah.
nobody's really going for that.
Yeah.
So I enjoy fighting. It's stress relief. It's
Sure.
relaxing for me. And then again, I don't let it get too big. So it's easy for me to mentally handle being in a fight because
Yeah.
I.
Yeah. And then what about backstage? You kind of talked about like you're pretty calm, but are you calm backstage before you walk out to the cage to fight, or what's going through your mind at that
Yeah,
point?
I try to stay relaxed and loose, man. I think that's the best way to do it. Again, like you'll see some people, they're like hopping around and screaming and like flexing and doing all this kind of stuff. And like I think that goes away with experience for most guys that really get into it and really start to progress. You stop seeing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys like to get super excited and like, but my coach said this to me like years ago, man. It's like, you can do all that, but you're not gonna beat anybody up backstage,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Save all that for the fight. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't. Again, I actually like fighting. Like a lot of people do this because they like attention or fame or you know whatever. I would be a fighter if nobody wanted to interview me on Zoom.
Yeah.
If uh if nobody came to watch, if we were just fighting in an empty, gym with with our friends and the guy that wants to be next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't have to like hype myself up to fight. Another thing my coach once said to me was that, if you have to get hyped up to fight, you're in the wrong business, right? And I
Yep.
agree. Like if you got to go in there and someone's got to like something's got to get you excited to get punched in the face or punch someone in the face, you probably need to go talk to somebody. But
Right.
no,
Yeah.
backstage, man, I'm pretty chill. I try
Yeah.
to stay calm. Again, like being too excited. I mean, there's physiological effects too before a fight. I mean, you get all that adrenaline going, and you have your adrenaline dump, then you're tired, and you come out sluggish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I try to stay calm, man. I like generally we're generally listening to like reggae in the back, man, chilling,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
laughing, making fun of each other.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. And, you know, I always love to ask this question. It's always interesting to have you think about this, but is there a fighter or maybe in a fight or in training that somebody hits you the hardest and you're like, damn, that guy hits hard?
There's a few times, man. There's a guy. This guy fought. His name is Randy Hederick, man. He was a
Okay.
guy. He had some pro boxing experience when we fought.
Okay.
Um, he caught me pretty clean, man. He could crack, man. He
Okay.
caught me. We fought. It was my second, I think, pro fight. He
Okay.
caught me once pretty clean in our fight, man. And I can tell you that there's a nerve that's around your eye that
Okay.
if you touch it, it'll make your teeth tingle. Because I remember he hit me, and like it was a clean shot. And then after the fight for like a week, if you touch the spot like right here on my like by my eyebrow, I could like feel a tingling in my tooth.
No
So
way.
yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy, man. It's a surreal experience. Like I would like just like randomly like touch my face and then my tooth down here would tingle. So
What?
there's a nerve, there's some kind of nerve that goes from here that goes into your tooth right here. So
Yeah,
a little anatomy lesson for the day.
for
Uh,
sure, dude. That's
uh,
awesome.
I have a friend, one of my training partners, is 70. His name is Mark Coker. Gotta be careful with him because he can crack, man.
Okay. Okay.
I once sparred with Dan Henderson,
Oh, wow.
and he obviously can crack.
Yeah.
He's taking it easy on me. Obviously, I'm being, a light heavy middleweight guy. This is about the time he was preparing for the rematch against Bisping.
Okay. Yeah.
So just a couple years ago,
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
his career or whatever. And it wasn't even that he really hit me really hard. It was that I was training at Team Quest when I was back in California for a while.
Okay.
So I was, at his gym with his pros and everything. So he's participating in practice. He's getting ready for the fight and everything. So he's working with us and everything like that. And a couple different times he had complimented my wrestling when I was wrestling with some other guys. So me and him are having a round. And again, obviously he's not putting everything into it. So I don't want it to sound like I was 50-50 with Dan Henderson in any kind of way. I just want to make that clear. So I'm going in, and I'm moving around a little bit, and I get in kind of close, and I get in kind of deep, and I was a pretty decent high school wrestler.
Sure.
And I get in a shot, and I'm thinking I'm about to get a takedown, and I shoot, and he kind of just like turns his like front hip, like not even a whole lot, just kind of
Right.
like plants his foot and like turns his hip, and I like bounced off and went like rolling backwards on the mat, and like there's probably like 5 or 6 groups of guys going, and
Yeah.
like everybody stops and starts laughing,
Right.
and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty funny, and it
Right.
was like running. So you ever seen somebody run into a door that like doesn't open the way they push it?
Oh,
And
yeah.
they just
Me
like
on a
fall
daily
backwards?
basis.
Yeah, they just like make like just this huge like cartoonish type scene,
Right.
That's what it was like, dude. I'm like, yeah, I'm like gonna get this shot. And he just like popped his hip, just like maybe moved his hip like 3 or 4 inches, and like I
Okay.
just like bounced off and like rolled backwards,
No
like
way.
just like a super dramatic cartoon, man. And like all you can do is laugh at yourself, and everybody kind of laughed, and then we had a good time.
Oh, nice, man. Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, hey, I wanted to transition to the fun questions here real quick. I've got these things called pod decks. Essentially, they're just random questions. I'm going to pull one out and see how it goes. Hopefully, it's not a flop here. This one says,
Okay.
describe your perfect day.
Describe my perfect day. I'll probably get to sleep in till 11.
Okay.
At least 11.
At
I
least 11.
would eat like a good breakfast of like some kind of pancakes or waffles or something with eggs and bacon, and I play with my son. Then I get to take another nap for an hour or two.
That's my kind of day.
Yeah. And then I would get a few hours of uninterrupted time on my PlayStation.
Okay.
I don't really get too much of that anymore.
Right.
I think then, let's see, after some PlayStation, I might go I might go out and get some kind of short workout in somewhere, get some submit work, something. I enjoy training, so
Okay.
that would be a part of a perfect day.
Awesome.
Come back and have like a nice giant medium steak and like mashed potatoes for dinner.
Yeah.
And then some more quality time with my family. I think that's pretty close to a perfect day.
That sounds like a perfect day to me, man. What's the best part about being a dad?
Best part about being a dad, man, it's just all of it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Me and my wife always talk about it, and I'm like, man, if we were rich, we'd have a gang of kids, just a football team maybe.
Yeah,
We would
totally.
just have all the kids. I'd love it if I just like had money and didn't have to work all the time, and I'd have, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 if I could.
Come
I
on.
love it. I don't mind changing diapers.
Yeah.
The sleeping is here and there. Like my kids are so awesome. They really are. I'm super lucky. My son, who is 20 months today, yesterday actually, he's 20 months old, so he's a little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
My son is awesome. He follows me around. He's like my little shadow.
Nice.
He's like motivation to always be on my game all the time because he's always watching it. Anytime I do something, I turn around, he's like doing the thing that I just did. Matter of fact, today I'm brushing my teeth to get ready to go do some stuff, and he's trying to put my work boots on and walk around in my work boots with like
Oh
the boot
man.
on like backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I do a thing, my son's doing a thing, and that's really cool. So that's one of the best things, just to see how much my son really looks up to me.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome. My daughter, who is like 3 months old now, 2 months.
Okay.
She's born in June, so 2 months. Yeah, she's going on 2 months. She'll be 2 months this week
Wow.
actually. So
Cool.
my daughter, she's very feisty already.
Okay.
She's gonna be trouble for me, but she will just like stare into me, and I'm like, what's like she'll cry, and then I'll pick her up and she'll instantly stop crying, and she's got pretty big like wide eyes, so she's like staring into me, and I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in so much trouble when you can start talking, because I'm not gonna be able to tell you no.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So just interact. I guess interacting with them is the best part about being a dad. Like I said, mine are pretty young, and like I said, my daughter obviously can't move around a whole lot yet, but my son, just the way he looks up to me and follows me around is kind of the best thing about being a dad. It's very, very motivating and just rewarding, especially when he like learns to do a thing and he like looks back and he's smiling and he's like, "Did you see what I did?" And I'm like, "Yeah, son, I saw what you did. Good job, son. Good job."
Yeah.
It'll be simple things,
Yeah.
like when he like my son, he'll if he's thirsty or he wants a snack, we keep snacks in his diaper bag, so he'll like go and like, I just posted a video of him on my Instagram too. He's like, he went and found the diaper bag and he likes dragging it across the floor to one of us. And I'm recording him, and he knows. He like looks at the camera and like gives this like sly smile because he
Right.
knows he's about to get like fruit snacks and candy or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
little moments like that are like the best thing about being a dad.
Oh, absolutely, man. Last question for you. I'm a music guy. You kind of touched base on this, but is there a favorite type of music that you like, or do you have a favorite band that you like to listen to?
I listen to multiple different types of music, man. Mainly a lot of like hip hop and R&B.
Nice.
I like mainly a lot of old school rap. Really, if I'm listening to rap, I don't like a lot of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Just I'm a '90s kid, man. So
Yeah.
I'm listening to '90s rap, early 2000s, early 2010s. I don't really like a lot of this good stuff. I
Yeah.
like some reggae. I've really been getting into like during training. We listen to reggaeton sometimes.
Okay.
I really
Yeah.
enjoy that. My coach trained in the Netherlands, so they listen to a lot of, I guess, I don't know if you call it techno is the right term for it. I don't really know, but
Okay.
I've like gotten into that a little bit. So we like
Sure.
sometimes techno during training, reggaeton, hip hop, R&B, just reggae, just different types of music. Just I'm pretty open. I like some
Yeah.
rock music too, man.
Okay.
I like good guitar riffs and drums. Obviously, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Um,
Totally.
yeah. So just all different kinds of stuff is
Right.
what I like.
Right on, right on. Well, I also wanted to give you an opportunity, Mike, to give a shout out to teammates, coaches, gyms, sponsors, whatever you want, man. The camera's all yours, bro.
Oh, thanks, man. First, I got to shout out my wife. I'm actually doing this podcast from my patrol car because I left my keys inside the house. My wife left, so I'm locked out of our house right now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. I'm such a doofus, man. So shout out to my wife because she'll be back soon to let me in the house.
Okay.
Second, obviously, my gym and my teammates, the Port City Kickboxing Academy down here in Mobile, Alabama. My head coach, Jimmy Mills. My striking coaches, Chris Lovell, Randy James. My jiu-jitsu coaches, Marcus Graham, Jake Jeffers. My teammates, Roman Ecker, Aaron Shirazi, Mark Coker, Kenny Gover, Justin Prescott, Cam Teague, Josh Mayo, all the guys over there. Thank you guys for, all the help. My sponsors, I got to start out with Randy James Construction. If you're in the Gulf Coast area, please check him out. If you need a house frame, he's the best in the business. The Mediterranean Sandwich Shop, Clean Eats of Mobile does all my dieting and nutrition work. Thank you guys so much. Makotech mouth guards as my mouth guard sponsor. Again, she's working with Makotech's working with fighters all over the country. So if you need a mouth guard, please contact them. Makotech mouth guards. Dr. Miriam Perdomo, she's good at what she does. Miss Rhonda Shirazi's tax service. She's taking care of make sure the IRS has to come get me.
Right.
So just anybody that's helped me out along my way. Thank you guys so much.
Come on, Mike. Such an honor to have you on my show. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the fighting and putting on a show for everybody, man. Truly honored that you took time to come on the show today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for watching the show today. I so appreciate it. Please leave a comment down below. Leave us a review. Share this video. We want to get it in front of as many people as we can. I'm going to continue to bring on the best guests possible from world changers, entrepreneurs, success-minded people, and the best up-and-coming fighters, real stories. We are creating visionaries here on this channel. Thank you so much for checking it out. Have an awesome day.